Today we're going to show you how to change the hub nut on your washer, and it's a pretty easy job. Let me show you how we do it. Now, to do this repair, we are going to need a variety of tools. We'll start with a stiff putty knife, a 1/4 inch and 5/16 nut driver, a flat blade screwdriver, a 7/16 wrench or socket and ratchet, a pair of needle nose pliers, and a 1 11/16 spanner wrench and a large hammer. Let's get to it. Now, before we begin this repair, we are going to need to disconnect the power, so pull the plug to the washer. We're also going to want to pull that washer far enough forward so that we can remove the fill hoses from the back, so be sure to turn off the water supply before you remove the hoses. And once we've done that, we'll take our putty knife and we're going to go in this gap between the front panel and the top panel, and you'll locate a hidden spring in there. Simply depress it with the putty knife and pull the front panel forward. And tilt the front panel forward and lift it off of the 2 tabs on the bottom that secure it there. You can set that aside. Next, with our 1/4 inch nut driver, we're going to remove 2 screws that secure the top panel to the cabinet. Now next, we're going to remove 3 screws that secure the console to the back panel. So using our 1/4 inch nut driver, remove those 3 screws. Now with the screws removed, we can tilt that console forward and just slide it a bit to the right to disengage it from the main top, and then we're going to lay that down. And next, with our needle nose pliers, we're going to pull the air dome tube off of the pressure switch, so just gently pull that hose to disengage it. And now we can pull that panel back out of the way. And just let it hang from the back of the machine. Now we're going to take the main top and just lift it up a couple of inches. Next, we're going to raise the lid to its open position. And then we're going to depress the tab on the back of that lid switch towards the front. And then we can push the lid switch up through the opening. And you can pull the lid switch towards the back of the washer, release it, and drop it through the opening. And now close the lid, and we can remove the main top. Now next, we can set that console back on top of the washer again, and then we're going to remove the 1/4 inch screws that secure that mounting bracket to the washer frame, and we'll pull that off. We'll remove the back panel and just let it hang over the back of the washer. We can now take the end caps, slide those out of the way, and then we can take the control panel and the mounting bracket and just lift those completely out of the way. Now next, we're going to remove the agitator from the tub. So we're just going to reach in and grab the skirt of the agitator, the very bottom of it, and give a sharp pull upwards. Just pop that off of the drive block, remove it, and we'll set that aside. Now next, with our 7/16 wrench or socket and ratchet, we're going to remove the bolt on top of the agitator drive block, and then we can pull that drive block off of the agitator shaft, and we'll set that aside. Now next, we'll take our 5/16 nut driver, and we're going to remove the screws that secure the suspension straps to the tub cover. Remove the screw and then lift the strap off of the tub cover tab. We'll inspect those straps as well to make sure that they're in good shape, and if they show any signs of wear or cracking, we'll replace those at the same time. Now next, we're going to release the tabs that hold the tub cover to the outer tub, so just press down slightly on the tub cover and then pull the tabs away from the tub to release them. And we can lift the tub cover free and set it aside. Next, we're going to take our spanner wrench. Now with our 1 11/16 spanner wrench, we'll set that over the tub nut. And because it is a left-hand thread, we're going to turn it clockwise to loosen it. So we'll take our hammer and give that a good sharp rap. completely remove the tub nut and set that aside. And we'll take our new tub nut, and remembering that it is a left-hand thread, we're going to turn it counterclockwise to tighten it. So just gently rock that tub back and forth as we're tightening that nut. And now we'll use our spanner wrench. And we do need to tighten that nut securely. Now when installing the tub cover, we want to first of all make sure that the gasket is in good shape all the way around it. Then we're going to locate the bleach inlet in the left front corner. So tuck it down in around the top of the cabinet, making sure that we keep the tabs outside of the outer tub. Then we'll use the large forked locators to make sure that we have it properly in position. Now once we have it lined up, just press the tabs down over the hooks on the outer tub, making sure that you keep nice and straight and that all of them engage. Make sure that all the tabs snap firmly into position and that it's locked firmly on. Next, we'll install the tub dampening straps, and with our 5/16 nut driver, we'll replace the retaining screws. All right, now we're ready to put the control panel mounting bracket back in position. So we'll just rotate that around, set it roughly into position. We'll lay the control panel across the front of the tub. We'll need to install the end caps, make sure that the hooks fit into the rectangular openings on the cabinet. So we'll put one screw on either side just to hold that in position. Next, we'll rotate the back panel up and slide it in underneath the 3 tabs at the back. And then we'll put the 2 screws in to secure that. And make sure that that back panel lines up with the end caps before we tighten the screws. We can now tilt the control panel back up into position, and we'll leave it there until we put the main top on. Now when we put the main top on, we want to make sure that we engage these slotted holes at the back of the main top with the 2 hooks on the top frame. Now next we're going to raise the lid and just tilt up the front of that top panel enough that we can position the lid switch up through the opening in the main top, keeping the wire harness towards the front. We'll hook it in and then press down on the back of it until it snaps into place. And we'll reach in between the top and the frame. We'll snap the wire harness retainer into the frame. And we can lower that main top down into position. We can close the lid. Now next we're going to slide the air dome tube along the left-hand side of the cabinet up through the opening in the frame, making sure that we clear the tub dampening straps. And we're going to lay that console down flat and pull the air dome tube clear and fully insert it onto the pressure switch. Now we'll line up the 2 tabs on the bottom of the control panel with the slotted openings in the main top. We'll slide that to the left so it's in position. Then we can replace the 3/4 inch hex head screws across the back. And make sure that the end caps fit around that back panel first. Now next we'll replace the 2/4 inch hex head screws that secure the main top to the cabinet. Next we will replace the front panel, and we'll make sure that we line up those 2 slotted openings on the bottom with the tabs on the base frame. And then as we tilt that panel forward into position, make sure that the little locating pins line up with the openings on the front panel. And then just snap it into place. Now we can replace the drive block for the agitator. It is splined on the inside to fit the agitator shaft, so you just drop it down into position. We'll take our 7/16 bolt, and then with a ratchet or wrench, we'll tighten that securely. We'll have to hold the tub in position while we do that. Next, we'll take our agitator and we'll put it back in place. And you'll note that there are some plastic tabs that hold that to the drive block. There are also 4 splined guides that line up with the exterior of that drive block. And those guides also correspond with the fins on the bottom of the agitator to help you line it up easier. So set it over the drive block, slide it down into place, and give it a sharp push to lock it into position. We're now ready to reconnect our fill hoses and reconnect the power, and the repair is complete.